Golden Girls is such a good show.
It is a good show. Yeah.
Have you ever gone back and watched it? Like I remember it being on when I was really little. I don't really remember it that well. But during the pandemic, I got so bored, and I started watching it, and it's like such a funny show.
Yeah.
Like
The best
hilarious.
part is that they're like 45.
Yeah, they're
No,
like
they're
45 and no,
The
because
Golden
like
Girls? No.
they're like 50. They're like 50. They're not.
They're like not old.
No, they're not. They're not old.
Wait,
they're
who's
like
this?
in their
The Golden Girls.
Girls.
Oh, they're only
Golden Girls-
45?
Mm-mm.
Well, they were like 50. They
We
were
need
like
to
50
fact
when
check
they
Oh,
did
that.
that.
okay.
We need a fact check on
Like
that.
they weren't 40, but
Okay.
they weren't that old, and you could tell by the woman who played Dorothy. She actually has really nice skin, like in the show. And you're like, you're not like she tries to act like she's like 60, and she's not. But
Rue
it's such a funny show.
Rue McClanahan was 51 when the show started.
That's wild.
Wait, which one is she? Which one is she?
She's the saucy one.
Yeah,
She's like an
Blanche.
XT slut. She's a
Blanche?
slutty one.
Yeah, Blanche.
Yeah.
Like it's such a funny
interesting.
show. Like going back and watching it, the way they tear on each other, I'm like, damn. Me and my friends talk to each other like that, we wouldn't be friends. But
Yeah.
God, it's such a funny show, and there's like so much sex in it. But I guess like in the 80s, it was okay to like be a widow who is like in your 50s and just be like having one night stands.
It's still okay to do that, right?
No, but like I meant
As
popular
opposed to
culture on television.
single, like Sex and the City style.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
sex
That wasn't
positive.
allowed
It's
in
sex
the 80s.
They're
positive.
they're like the same age as the ladies at the
Yeah.
end of Sex and the City. To
But
be
that was
honest.
like- that was like
and Rue
pre-
McClane are the same age?
I mean,
that
at
was-
least Samantha has got to be about the same age as Rue McClanahan by the end of the
Was.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was like pre-Botox and like there's like so much that can be done to your face now to just like keep it looking fresher.
Also, just the clothes, man. Like the same
Yeah.
women in different clothes. Because the mom was the same age as the rest of them, but
Yeah,
she just had
that-
that little
yeah.
curly gray wig.
Right. Or was that her real hair?
No, it was fake. She was like their age, and you see her.
I know, but I thought maybe her hair was like appropriately aged and the other ones dyed their hair. She was in that movie Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, right? With Sylvester Stallone.
That's
Yeah.
a deep cut, Katie.
Yeah, it is. Unlike
Dude, I
the
will
Golden
say,
Girls.
having gone back and watched it, like it is so forward thinking on race and class, and I was like shocked with some of the stuff I was watching when I did watch it.
Oh,
Like
really?
they're these women who are like they're all like unmarried or divorced or widowed, and they're like in their 50s. They're supposed to be in their 50s, and they struggle. Like one of them's a teacher, and she's constantly talking about how underpaid she is, and they have some there's like even one episode about an undocumented kid. It's a little bit annoying, but it was like it was like at a time in the 80s, everyone like it's like immigrants and undocumented immigrants, they didn't abide by the law kind of
Right.
like mentality. Anyways, it was interesting going back and watching it. I recommend.
I was glad to know
Told
that
you
nothing's changed since 1987.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing has
Yeah.
changed.
Didn't they
except
get
for-
banned because they put on face masks?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
they
think
did.
that- No,
there
they
was a
didn't get
thing. They got
banned?
canceled.
No, they like stopped because I went and read about it after I watched it again. I got a little obsessed. They stopped because it was like on for like 11 years and they were just kind of done. Like the main actress.
No, but there was
just
a race
done.
thing. There was like a blackface thing that happened.
I don't know.
No
I
one
don't
knows
Who
what
did
I'm talking
blackface? Was it Betty White?
I don't think that would be
Betty
ironic. Yeah, she was just trying to do an inversion of her identity on two levels. Wait, am I wrong about this? Hold on, Golden Girls,
I think you are.
Wait,
Black.
So Betty White was in her like 50s at that time too?
Yeah, and she was hot too. Like she would put on like some outfits.
I gotta
where I'm
Google
like,
this.
"Damn."
She
Oh
was
my God.
63. Betty White and B. Arthur were 63 when the series began. Estelle Getty, the mom, was only 62, a year
Oh, so
younger
her
than
mom
us.
was younger. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
They've
Okay.
all died except for Betty White.
Betty
They've all-
White, when she's gonna die, obviously
Is that
at some
true?
point.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all.
Did
except
Rue
for
Yeah, B.
Betty-
McClanahan?
Arthur.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Rue McClanahan was deceased.
I'm pretty sure. Like I went and
Had
read about it
passed.
and I got sad. I was like, oh.
Okay, so you guys, I don't want to break this to you, but I can't believe it. Leslie would know this because Leslie is like the cancel culture guru. But here, ready? People complaining about why would anyone be interested in this. There are other screams you could be watching. I'm just saying.
Can I say this is the sexist? We talked about this on the show a little on Bad Faith as well, where I do feel like there is a bias against female coded topics. Whereas if we were sitting here talking about March Madness or some nonsense,
Yeah.
nobody would care if we did a Frolic and Detour. But God forbid we talk about
Yeah.
cute tops, which frankly is a material concern. And
Yeah.
secondly,
Yes.
Especially for
Thank you.
podcasters. I mean,
Thank you.
hello.
There's nothing from the waist down. It's biker shorts and sweatpants from the waist down.
Mhm.
All I have in my life.
Is
Yeah,
the top.
it's the top. You're right.
It's all
I'm
about
wearing-
the top.
yeah.
You, Bree, you do better than me because I literally just do like workout tops. Like my shirt says Beast.
Well, normally, I'm trying to up my game.
No, you have. You've like definitely set a standard that now all of us need to try to rise to. I'm gonna go online after this and I'm gonna buy several tops with different necklines.
Well, yeah, I really do miss
I like
square.
it.
I love square necks. In fact, you know what? This is a nice top when I'm standing up because it has like a nice shape. But I realize when I'm sitting down, it just looks kind of like
That's
matronly.
the thing. The clothes
Hold
that you
on.
thought were good
You
in
know
real
what?
life aren't good for
I should
podcasts.
know
No,
this.
yeah.
It's not like I don't have a podcast. Last time I did a show, I was gonna change, and then people convinced me not to.
Katie,
I won't change.
Katie, you don't have to do
No.
a costume change.
All right, fine.
But we
I
also
should-
we're
I should just
tolerant.
cut-
We're not.
Right. Yeah. Right.
This
is a
isn't
a
about
safe
making
space.
people feel,
Right.
judged.
Yeah, God, it's true though. So matronly, and there's really no way to sexy it up like above the like. I mean, if I could cut those hideous holes that people do in shoulders. You guys, if you don't, I don't know how no one heard about this.
Oh.
Hulu takes down an episode of Golden Girls over blackface
Wait,
concerns.
are
Wait,
they
that's just a
talk-
face mask.
Yeah,
That's a-
what?
Hulu has removed an episode of the Golden Girls over blackface concern amid Hollywood grappling with portrayals of race in film and TV. But as streamers have taken a machete to episodes featuring blackface like Rock, Scrubs, and the Netflix comedy sketch series With Bob and David, and late night host Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel have apologized for past uses of blackface, criticism has started to emerge that Hollywood is overcorrecting without actually addressing the real problems of racism in the
yeah.
entertainment industry. The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Hulu had removed the Golden Girls episode Mixed Feelings, which originally aired on NBC in 1988 over a scene of unintentional blackface played for comedic effect. The scene in question involves Rose, Betty White, and Blanche, Rue McClanahan, trying out a mud face mask when they meet the black family of Dorothy's new daughter-in-law, Lorraine, an older black woman that Dorothy's son, Michael, is planning to marry.
That's actually kind of a funny.
That's hilarious.
They walk in and they're like, "Oh shit, we're wearing mud masks.
I
This
know,
looks
so-
really bad."
Yeah, so the Hollywood Reporter describes of the scene, Dorothy is concerned over the age difference with Lorraine's family. While Dorothy is concerned with the age difference, while Lorraine's family disapproves of their daughter marrying a white man, and thus the two families attempt to end the marriage. In the episode, Lorraine's family finds Rose, Betty White, and Blanche, Rue McClanahan, trying a new mud facial treatment, and as they greet their family, Rose states, "This is mud on our faces. We're not really black." However, soon after Hulu
And
removed
she's
the
so
episode-
dumb.
Yeah,
She's like the
exactly.
airhead. She's the
Yes.
airhead. Yeah.
So
Well,
soon
if
after,
anything-
yeah.
Yeah. So if anything, the thing that I would be irritated by is, often in these kind of shows when they have these moments, they make the black family the racist one. Like it's the black family that always objects to being in the interracial
Right.
relationship. They're innocently wearing the mud mask. They're not real racist, but the black family assumes they're
Right.
racist because that's the way
That's
these
annoying.
shows like to do it, and that's a little irritating. But
Ooh,
taking
sorry,
it down
Brie.
just because of the gag is ridiculous.
It's a
Yeah.
slippery, muddy slope. Mud. You put mud on your face. For people who don't know. However, soon after Hulu removed the episode, critics called the streamer's decision an overcorrection, with many arguing that characters weren't actually wearing blackface. Writer Roxanne Gay explained, Removing this episode is weird, counterproductive, and stupid. It diminishes the effort to actually end racism. Podcaster and author Erica Williams Simon added, I would just hate for the seriousness of this moment and movement to get lost in symbolic and sometimes silly overcorrections. And I was reading at /film. I want to give credit. That was written by Holtron Boy. Yeah, okay, so interesting. Tropical Thunder still streaming. That makes a whole lot of sense. I never saw Tropical Thunder. Did you
I
guys
think
see
I did. Isn't that movie like he's in blackface the
Mhm.
whole time? Like,
Robert Downey Jr.
I never
Yeah.
saw it either.
Oh
think
yeah,
I
and
might
it's
have-
just like the R
Robert
word again
Thunder.
and again and again.
The R is
Really?
in R-E-T.
I
Yes.
will say the idea of like the idea of taking down shows for being offensive, like at some point, aren't you just like, if they really are this offensive, aren't you kind of like erasing the offensive and racist recent history of Hollywood
yeah.
by doing that? Like you're sort of just like washing it all away so everyone forgets.
Yeah,
rather than-
I love to Google when YouTube first kind of got invented. It was like 2005, I think. And so when I started law school, it was still pretty new, and it was really novel to like Google things that have been taken out of the public domain, and you could find them on YouTube. And I remember spending hours Googling all the racist stuff that's been taken out of Disney movies, particularly Fantasia. Holy Fantasia.
What was in there?
What happened?
Okay, you know the scene, it was my favorite scene as a kid where they're all the centaurs and there's like the blue centaur girls and it's very heteronormative. Okay, it's Fantasia. But like all the little blue ponies match up with the pinks and they run off and they're all like brushing their hair and frolicking their weeping willow trees and stuff. There's a scene where two little pickaninny donkey-bodied black donkey girl centaurs come out and like file the hooves of all of the white centaurs and like brush their hair out and like give them
holy shit.
It's a whole thing.
So it reminds me of like when I was growing up, one of the biggest movies to come out when I was like young and in elementary school was Aladdin. And my family's
let us see Aladdin.
Oh, seriously? Was it
she like, read it was racist.
Sexy? Oh,
wow.
It was racist.
She read it was racist and was like, I'm not letting you see that.
No,
like,
I mean, she was right. It was fucked up. Like there's the way the movie opens, they changed the words. It's not in the movie now, but it opens with the song, I come from a land from a faraway place. And at some point, at like one point in the beginning of the lyrics, it goes, where they cut off your hand if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
And
so,
I remember that.
And the craziest thing about that is like a stereotype that comes from our biggest Arab ally, Saudi Arabia, where they actually do like cut off limbs.
You
and
should
shit.
like that actually, Rania, because you push that message. You often say that the reason we should not be pushing regime change for many reasons, but one of them is we don't want we don't
want Saudi Arabia style governments, but that I just remember like that. Actually, I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and I have like a pretty bad memory about things that happened when I was a kid. But I remember having like a very visceral, embarrassed reaction to that line, being like, "Oh God, do they really like?" Because I know they're talking about where I come from,
right?
And I'm like, they don't cut off our hands, like what?
Well, the Druze, you have a different tradition, of course.
We're like generic sectorian, Druze
basic
minorities.
Druze bitch, that's a callback to.
I did not know that about Fantasia though. That's fucking wow.
There's heavy. Other bits. Just Google Disney racist if you have a spare time. It's a blast.
Yeah. By the way, Joseph Lasica writes, Susan Harris, who created Golden Girls, wrote the abortion episode of Maude, which B. Arthur and Rue McClanahan were in. And someone said that's Sam Harris's mom. Is that true?
I don't know.
Someone look that up. Alex Learns writes, Sam Harris's mom is the creator of Golden Girls. Okay,
so he's like a rich boy.
We don't know. We got to find out if that's true. Sam Harris,
the
mom.
Podcaster,
let's see.
IDW guy.
The atheist,
I
racist,
think she may
like,
be,
neo-colonialist.
That is his
know
mom.
what else to call him.
She's American. The Golden Girls. She's in Television Hall of Fame, and she does indeed. She is indeed the mother of Sam Harris. Let me make sure it's the Sam Harris. Sam Harris, the
an excellent show
neuroscientist,
and a bad child.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah,
he's very bad,
Alex.
And I hate it because he's one of those guys that, like, every couple years, maybe even every couple months, you meet someone who is like trying to tell you about it. Like, oh, have you ever heard of this guy, Sam Harris, who's super intelligent? Or I'll be like, yeah, I'm really trying to, take the next steps in my life. And people be like, have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
I know. Yeah.
Who are these people?
So many bad dates.
I do hang out with comedians, so
okay.
that's a good part of it.